Okay, so our next discussion is law of equipartition of energy. Okay, now this is very important law. So we have the large number of applications, and the large number of theories can be explained basis on this law of equipartition of energy, which is useful in statistical as well as in case of the quantum mechanics. Okay, so this is very important theory. So in that particular theory, the law of equipartition of energy says that the energy is equally divided between various degrees of freedom, and in each degree of freedom, the energy is half kT. So before going into this law of equipartition of energy, so let me take some time to discuss about the degrees of freedom. Okay, so again, so in the classical physics, you have the large discussion on degrees of freedoms are there. Okay, so you have to study both degrees of freedom and their constant for that particular motion also. But in today's lecture, we simply define the degrees of freedom and try to have some brief picture about this degree of freedom. So, for the to study the law of equipartition of energy. So, degree of freedom means if you refer books, you will get the in many ways they are defining the degree of freedom. So, one of the definition says that degree of freedom is defined as the total number of coordinates which are required to specify so describe the completely the position of an dynamical system. Okay, you require the coordinates to give the position of the system here, or the total number of independent ways in which the particle of a system can absorb energy. Now this leads to the specification leads to the absorption of energy, which will going to study law of equipartition of energy. Okay, so these are the definitions here, but you can easily have an idea about degree of freedoms. Okay, by using the concept of number of ways in which you can describe the position of an system. For an example, so degree of freedom means you have an freedom means what? The degree of freedom means here the motion. So how many path in which a particle can move, that defines the degree of freedom. For an example, if I am an ball here, a small let me take a small ball. Okay, if you keep this particular ball in an pipe, okay, which is open at the both ends, you can see here. So this particular ball now it can move in the one direction only. Okay, if I consider this as x direction, so this ball can move in the x direction. It doesn't have the freedom to move in the y and z direction. So in that case, I say that it has got only one degree of freedom. Okay, you can express this position of the particle by using how many coordinates? Using the only one coordinate. Are you getting me? This is a total number of coordinates. Okay, for an example, if I take this graph here, so this is along the x-axis. So this is the origin. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Okay, if your ball is present here, you say that so it is along the 1 centimeter from the origin. Now it is present here. It is along the 2 centimeter from the energy. Okay, therefore you require only one coordinate is enough. The x coordinate is enough to describe its position. So what is the degree of freedom here? The degree of freedom is 1. Okay, if your pipe is like this, assume like this, your pipe is like this. You can see here, in that case, this particular ball can move in the x direction as well as it can move in the y direction. Okay, if your graph is like this, okay, if your particle is here, for an example, if it is an ant, something is moving here, its position can be described by using both the coordinate x as well as the y. In that case, I say that how many degrees of freedoms are there? It has got the 2 degree of freedom. Okay, so car or bus, they're running on the road. They have got the 2 degrees of freedom. They can move along the x direction, they can move along the y direction. But if you take an aeroplane or the flying bird, then it has got the 3 degrees of freedom. It can move in the x direction, it can move in the y direction, also it can fly in the, it can move in the z direction also. There it is called, it has got 3 degrees of freedom. So this is very simple. Okay, are you getting me? So what is meant by degrees of freedom? So let me take this. Okay, now this is a very simplest way of defining the degree of freedom. Okay, so we have to. Okay, we have to the. Okay, we have to find the degrees of freedom for our particular topic here. Okay, so we have to find the degrees of freedom for the gas molecules. So let me start one by one here. So in the first case, let me take monoatomic gas. Monoatomic gas. Okay, so by using the law of equipartition of energy, you are going to find the ratio of Cp by Cv, that is called ratio of specific heat. Okay, then we have, okay, large number of methods are there by using that particular theories, and finally we can give the concept of atomicity, finding the specific heats here. Okay, so therefore as I already said, this law of equipartition, it comes under both the dynamics as well as the statistics, and it is a very important theory. By using that theories we can find the, okay, atomicity of molecule, the structure of the molecules. Okay, in the as the continuation here. Okay, so atomicity, what is meant by atomicity? Atomicity means number of atoms in a molecule, that is called atomicity. Atomicity means, okay, number of atoms in a molecule. Okay, number of atoms in a molecule. That means what? That means what? If you take the carbon dioxide, okay, so this is one carbon and you have the 2 O's here. So totally how many atoms are there? 3 atoms are there. So in one molecule you have 3 atoms. Therefore atomicity of this molecule is 3. So what is atomicity? Number of atoms in a molecule is called atomicity. Okay. So that is the final outcome of this law of equipartition of energy. You can find the atomicity of a molecule by knowing the value of gamma, that is a ratio of specific heat. What is meant by mono? Mono means single. Okay, what is the atomicity of this particular gas molecule? It is 1. Mono atomic gas means that molecule contains a single atom. For an example, if you take the hydrogen, then hydrogen has what? Hydrogen is a good example. Okay, so not hydrogen, it is H2, no? So therefore it is neon, argon or helium. Sorry, hydrogen not comes here. So it may be neon. Okay, it may be an argon gas. Okay, helium. Okay, so these are the example for monoatomic gas molecules. So monoatomic gas means they are the single atom. Okay, single atom. So our today discussion is on degrees of freedom. Okay, so to study the law of partition of energy, first I have to find the degree of freedom of, okay, each molecule here. If you take the group of monoatomic gas molecules, then what is the degree of freedom here? You can see here. So this is a single gas molecule, so it can move along the x direction. Okay, so it can move along the y direction as well as it can move along the z direction. So it can move along x, y and z. Okay, there may be 3 possible directions. So it can move. Okay, so it can move along x, along y as well as z direction. Okay, so it is very free. Okay, it can move in all 3 possible coordinates. So what is the degree of freedom for monoatomic gas? So therefore degree of freedom for monoatomic gas is very simple. Okay, this helium, argon, neon gases, they have got 3 degrees of freedom. Are you getting me? Next, may go for the next one here. So if I take the diatomic gases, The diatomic gases. Diatomic gas means they have two. Okay. For an example, an example for the diatomic gases, so oxygen, O2. Okay, it may be N2 or okay H2 like this. So these are the diatomic gases. You can see here this molecule contains two atoms here, two O atoms here. They are called di. Therefore, atomicity is 2 here. So the shape of this diatomic gases are like this. Okay, this is one atom. This is one more atom. Between them, some chemical bond is there. It may be covalent or whatever may be. We are not interested here. So there are certain bonds here. This is the shape of an diatomic gas molecules. Okay, they are in the form of dumbbell shape. Okay, they look like the dumbbell shape here. So how many degrees of freedom are there? What is degree of freedom? The total number of coordinates or independent quantities required to describe the completely the position of an system. Okay, you have to okay, so the position of a system here. Okay, so now here, so these molecules, they can change their position. See, in case of monatomic gas molecules, now this particular molecule can move in the x direction. Okay, so when it is moving in the x direction, its position changes. So I have one coordinate to represent its position, or it is moving along the y direction. So I have one more coordinate, or it can move along the z direction. Okay, so there is one more coordinate to required to represent the position. Therefore, totally it has got the 3 coordinates required to describe the position here. So in case of monoatomic gases, okay, this gas molecule can move in x, y, and z direction like this. Okay, now such kind of motion we call it the translatory motion. They are having the translatory motion. Okay, you know that. Okay, so the materials can change its position by moving, by movement, by the motion, and you know that there are 3 types of motions here. One is like this, it is moving from one point to other point. Now such kind of motion we call it as the translatory motion. Okay, so particles can change its position this path also. Okay, now this particle can move like this. Such kind of motion we call it as the circular motion. Okay, this is also motion. In this case, motion means what? If the position of the particle changes, then it is called the motion. The movement takes place. Okay, if it is a monatomic gas molecule, okay, so if it is moving like this, okay, it is revolving about its own axis, then I cannot say that it is a degree of freedom. Reason is its position is not changing. Its position is not changing. Therefore, the possibility is only the translatory motion. But in case of diatomic gas molecules, now look at here. So these diatomic molecules again they can travel along the x direction. Okay, they can travel along the y direction, as well as they can travel along the z direction. Okay, they can travel along x, y, and z. So how many got? They have got again 3 degrees of freedom. So this again they have gotten 3 degrees of freedom. But now see here, as they are diatomic molecules, now see here, if I call this molecule as 1, this molecule as 2, degree of freedom means their position should be specified. That means they show their motion in such a way that you can represent their position. Now see here, if the molecule 1 and molecule 2, okay, they are moving in an, so this entire molecule is moving in x, y, and z direction. So it has got 3 degrees of freedom as usual. This due to the translatory motion. It has got this degree of freedom due to the translatory motion. Now see, if the molecule, if you consider that this is one O here, second O is here. If this type of motion takes place, okay, if the molecule rotates about some axis, let me take this as an y-axis. Okay, this time not translatory motion is taking place, it is a rotation motion is taking place. You can see that if the molecule rotates about some axis, then you can see that, so the position of the one molecule, this is the position of second molecule. If the rotation takes place, now you can see here, their position has been changed. The position has been changed. So now this is the new position here. So now this is the new position of the molecule. Again, it has got also one more degree of freedom. Okay, you can express if the position changes. Okay, now you have got one more coordinate to represent the position here. So therefore, if the rotation motion also take place, then also their position changes. Okay. So therefore, in this particular case, we have to consider rotation motion also. You have to consider the rotation motion also. You have to consider the rotational motion. In case of monatomic gas molecule, there is no question of rotation motion. Okay, if the single molecule, if it rotates about its own axis, you can see here there is no change in its position. Okay, so but here, if this diatomic gas molecule, if it rotates, definitely the position of the atom changes. Therefore, we have to consider this rotational motion for the degree of freedom. So, this here again, there may be three possible directions. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. If the molecule is rotate along the x-axis, now here if this x-axis, if it is rotating like this, you can see here there is no change in the position of the atoms. This is position of the atom 1, this is position of the atom 2. If it is rotate like this, their position remains same. Okay, this is not a degree of freedom. Position is not changing. Okay, there is no new coordinate to represent the position here. Next, let me go for the y-axis. If this is y-axis, okay, now if you can see here, if this is rotating about the y-axis, then you can see here the position of the atom 1 and 2 are changing. So this is the new degree of freedom. And third is, this is the direction. Okay, so the atom molecule is moving like this. Again, you can see here the position of the molecule is changing. So this has got one more freedom. Okay, so this time it has got 2 degrees of freedom due to the rotational motion. From the translated motion, it has got 3 degrees of freedom, and from the rotational motion, it has got 2 degrees of freedom. Are you getting me? So totally, this diatomic molecule has got 3 plus 2, 5 degrees of freedom. Okay, so are you getting me? So finally, the diatomic molecule, it has got 5 degrees of freedom. 3 from the translative motion and 2 from the rotational motion. Next is, okay, let me clarify the degree of freedom. Let me take the one more type here, that is triatomic gas. Okay, the triatomic gases here, O3, ozone. Okay, maybe your carbon dioxide, whatever may be. Okay, you can have the example for triatomic gases. Okay, so what is meant by triatomic gas? This time atomicity or atomicity is 3. There are 3 atoms in a molecule. Now here again the distribution of molecule may take place in 2 ways. This is the first way. So you have the three atoms. They are arranged in a straight line, a single line. Okay, for an example, it is nitrous oxide N2O. Okay, in that case, okay, all these molecules are arranged in a single line. That is called linear. Now this is linear, and there will be second possibilities. Okay, the sum of the gases. Okay, for an example, if you take a water molecule is not a gas here, but you better know about the H2O. So H is present here. Okay, so this is the arrangement of H2O molecules. You can see here they are not in the same line. So there are certain gases which can have this particular shape. They are not linear, but they are non-linear. Okay, they are non-linear. So in triatomic, you may have 2 possibilities. The atoms are arranged in a linear or in a straight line, linear, or they may not be in a linear. So this is called non-linear. Okay, if they are linear, you can see here. Okay, I can write there upon this one. Monatomic gas has got 3 degrees of freedom. So if they are linear, you can see here again there may be how many degrees of freedom? You can see that. So this molecule can move in the X direction, Y direction, and Z direction. So due to the translatory motion, its position is changing. Therefore, you have got 3 degrees of freedom. And next is, again, it can move along the, okay, so it can rotate along the Y direction, it can rotate along the Z direction. If it is rotating along the X direction, then this position remains same. Therefore, it has got 2 degrees of freedom due to the rotational motion. Therefore, finally, degrees of freedom is 5 only. It is the same as that of the diatomic molecule. Okay, if it is a triatomic gas molecule but it is linear, then it has got the same degrees of freedom as that of the diatomic gases. Are you getting me? Okay. Okay. So again, you can see that now this is molecule. Okay, it is in the x direction. X direction. If it is a rotate, but its position doesn't changes here. If the position changes only when it is rotating along Y and Z. So it has got 2 degrees of freedom due to the rotation motion. So finally, we have the 5 degrees of freedom. But if we take a linear, non-linear, okay, if we take a non-linear, let me take a case of non-linear. So in case of non-linear, so one molecule is here, but your 2 molecules are like this. Okay, so degree of freedom is 3 due to the translator motion. Again, these 3 atoms can move in the x direction, they can move in the y direction or z direction. So this is called translator motion. Therefore, it has got 3 degrees of freedom due to the translator motion. Now, if you come to the rotatory motion, you can see here, if I take this is a particular direction, okay, this is a particular direction. If I keep in this is molecule 1, molecule 2, molecule 3, let me assume that the x-axis is passing along the 1. Okay, if this is a rotation axis, okay, it is rotating along the axis which passes through 1. Then what happens? The position of the molecule 1 remains same, but 2 comes to 3, 3 comes to 2. They are moving. So it is 1 degree of freedom. Okay, so similarly, if you take this one as, okay, this time let me take this one is an axis which passes through 3, and this is your rotation axis. This is your rotation axis. Okay, then what happens? Your 3 is fixed, but due to the rotation, 2 comes to the position of 1, 1 comes to the position of 2. So again, you have the 1 more degree of freedom. So similarly, if we take axis is passing through, if you this time assume that this axis is passing through a molecule 2, and if this is your axis of rotation, then so there is a change in position of 1 and 3. So how many possibilities are there? You have got 3 possibilities now. You have got in the 3 directions, you can change their position. So you have got 3 degrees of freedom due to the rotational motion. So totally how much it is? 3 plus 3, it is 6. Okay, so degrees of freedom for a triatomic gas, if it is non-linear, then it has got 6 degrees of freedom. Okay, okay, so therefore, so before going into the law of equipartition of energy, in the law of equipartition of energy, we have in the statement, we have an term by the name called degree of freedom. To explain that degree of freedom, I taken some definition and some of the few examples to give some the rough picture about the degree of freedom. So you can see here the degree of freedom depends on 2. One, it depends on the atomicity. What is atomicity? Number of atoms present in a molecule is called atomicity. In case of monoatomic gas, the atomicity is 1, your degree of freedom is 3. Diatomic gas, your atomicity is 2, degree of freedom is 5. So therefore, the degrees of freedom depend on the atomicity, and the degree of freedom also depend on the shape. Okay, triatomic gas, if it is linear, your degree of freedom is 5. If it is non-linear, then your degree of freedom is 6. Okay, so now this is the brief picture of degree of freedom. Okay, so in the next we will discuss about the law of equipartition of energy.